Alright, so we're going to be doing another live reaction to these spoilers today because I assume this chapter is going to be pretty incredible and also pretty crucial. So it'll probably make for better content to just, react to this live, right? The chapter begins with Shigaraki / All for One saying that he absolutely did not want New Order to meet with One for All. Furthermore, his original plan was to first steal One for All and then go after New Order. But it seems like One for All is becoming like a stand for like New Order, not even just Star and Stripe, just the New Order quirk, because he said multiple times that it's the best quirk pretty much, or at least he's implied such, or I think he said the strongest quirk. And then here he's like putting it even over One for All because he's like, yeah, I was just gonna steal One for All first and then go after New Order because that's how much I care about it and how much of a pedestal that I'm putting it on. I mean, I think it's incredible, but I also think it's probably the third best quirk. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also, I never do this, but I was told it's probably a good idea. Could you please subscribe to this channel? I know you haven't even fully watched the video yet, and I know a lot of you guys watch my new videos from like the recommended or whatever, and you're not necessarily subscribed to me, and that's cool, but could you please subscribe? But anyway, Star's recklessness threatened to make that scenario a reality and forced him to act even with his body in an incomplete state. Shigaraki has his hand on her face and says that this is it. He stole New Order. All right, so before we go any further, we're picking up from the end of the previous chapter here, where we saw Shigaraki, after a pretty cool sequence of events, grab Star and Stripe's face after she had hesitated for a second, like remembering her army buddies. But that's where the chapter ended, and it was a crazy cliffhanger, and we were all super excited to see what was gonna happen. Here we are, and according to Shigaraki / All for One, he is successfully taking New Order, but I have a feeling that it's not gonna be that simple since we are still in the beginning of the chapter here. In the last seconds, Star still has time to create an order. Okay, this is what we were also speculating about. We thought that in the last second, as it's simply saying here, that she was gonna do something. She was gonna make a new rule or a new order, and it was going to benefit her in some fantastical way because that's pretty much her brand at this point. Kathleen Bate will not be turned into dust, but it fails because that goes beyond the limit of physical improvement she can give to herself. Oh no. Okay, so Kathleen Bate is her full name, and then saying that she won't be turned to dust is obviously a way to stop decay, but unfortunately her quirk can only go so far because a couple chapters back it showed us that meter, and the like strengthening or improving side of it can only go so far, but the weakening side can go much further. That's why she was able to make that order that was gonna like stop Shigaraki's heart if he moved. But then we see on the opposite end, it was able to give her super strength, but not as much as All Might. So we're seeing it come back to bite her again here because protecting her from decay would go beyond the limit of the physical improvement that New Order is capable of giving her. All for One says that she could have protected her body or her quirk since she couldn't create a rule that covers both and ended up choosing her own body. He says that he has won, and then now he really will be able to create the fantastic world of the comic books that he read with his brother. So what he's referencing here is, I think, the very first like solid flashback that we see between him and Yoichi. Actually, I think we just saw it at the beginning of season 5, right? I think it was like episode 2. He then goes on to use the quirk. All right, here we go. All for One using New Order for the first time. What's he gonna do? New Order, the atmosphere will, but before he can finish the sentence, he finds himself in the vestige world, face to face with Star and Stripe. Then Shigaraki's body twitches and explodes. She says that she realized that blowing up her friend's jet would not be enough to kill Shiggy. So she created a rule directly on her quirk. New Order will revolt against other quirks. We then see a page showing a monster's version of Star fighting multiple silhouettes inside the vestiges of All for One. Oh my god, what is going on? I want to try to break this down, but I also kind of just want to keep reading. So let's just do that. She says she didn't let her quirk be stolen to protect herself, but rather to finish off All for One from within himself. Between putting an end to a global threat and getting out of this fight alive, the answer couldn't be more obvious. She thanks her friends for all they have done for her so far. All for One can't get around the situation because all he can do is steal and give quirks. He can't simply delete them. Okay, more insight into how All for One works. He even considers giving them to the pilots, but they shoot him with their lasers. They say that Star is still fighting until now, that they can't let her sacrifice be in vain. Whoa, this is wild. I can't believe it. He's still doing it. He's still taking Star and Stripe to further heights. This is so amazing. Like going into the vestige world, are you kidding me? All for One even thinks about doing something to stop the lasers. But the inner Star has just destroyed the reflect quirk. And while the real Star is almost fully turned into dust, she thanks All Might. He is the one who saved her and introduced her to this wonderful dream. And now she is returning the favor. Shigaraki / All for One is desperate, saying that he needs to find a way out as soon as possible. He calls Star the haunting image of All Might, and the lasers keep shooting at him while the Nomu is flying nearby. End of chapter. So I don't think any of us guessed that this was going to happen, and if you did, bravo, and please show me some proof and I'll give you as much clout as I can. But making the rule for New Order to revolt was simply nuanced enough information for New Order to like bring Star's vestige into the All for One vestige world, and then somehow she can destroy his quirks in there, because it says that she destroyed the reflect quirk. So that's crazy. And while this is all amazing and everything, we still have to come to the realization that she was only able to do so much. And while it wasn't nothing, she did take away a quirk from him, and it's eventually going to end with him escaping and successfully having New Order. And going back to the rule that he was going to make, it was going to be something with the atmosphere. I guess that rule was just going to be to take care of the jets. Hey, if you've made it this far, maybe you'd be interested in following me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there, and I talk about all the new battle anime and manga stuff going on, all of the new spoilers and big news and releases and all that stuff, as well as just nerd culture and pop culture and topical stuff. Maybe sometime he'll even try to post some crappy memes too to liven up your timeline. But if Instagram's more your thing, you could also follow me on there too. I'm not as active, but I definitely plan on being more active there starting next year. So yeah, please check out my other social medias. Thanks guys. But great stuff. I can't wait to see the actual chapter itself. This has quite easily been the best fight in My Hero. One of the best fights I've ever read since I've started this channel. Bravo. This was so good. I enjoyed this so much, and I hope you guys did too. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Like I said earlier, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're just a casual viewer of the channel, maybe subscribe, maybe you like it. Try it out. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe later on. But have a great day, guys. See you in the next one.